Egypt is right now waking to much uncertainty and more political upheaval. Reports say ousted former President Hosni Mubarak is critically ill and close to death. It comes as tensions rise once again, with tens of thousands protesting against the country's military council at Cairo's Tahrir Square. Correspondent Vivian Salama is there and will cross to her live shortly. First, the ABC's Alex Marquardt reports.
The birthplace of the Egyptian revolution, tonight packed with tens of thousands. There's joy over the expected victory of Mohamed Morsi in the Arab world's first contested presidential election. Morsi's from the Muslim Brotherhood, which was outlawed for decades, and it appears he's won. There's anger, too, at the country's ruling generals who have changed the constitution, trying to keep a tight grip on their power. This is part celebration, part warning shot, a clear declaration to the ruling military council that if they try to hold on to power after this election, that the people will go back to the streets. Or do you think they will leave?
Yeah, but this will not succeed.
The military won't succeed?
Yeah, for sure. Look at all the people here, and you will know that the Egyptian revolution will succeed.
The scene tonight identical to the ones we saw the very first night of last year's revolution, as people demanded an end to the Mubarak dictatorship. And today the campaign of Mubarak's last Prime Minister, Ahmed Shafiq, claimed that they won the election, a result that, if true, when official results come out on Thursday, could turn these peaceful protests violent.
And watching developments for One News in Cairo is correspondent Vivian Salama. Vivian, what's the latest on former President Mubarak's health?
Good evening, Wendy. Yeah, this morning we're hearing the latest is that there have been slight improvements in former President Mubarak's health. That's after an evening of whirlwind reports about whether or not he'd actually died or not. We had heard from medical sources that in fact he was clinically dead. Journalists here were scrambling to figure out exactly what that meant. Later on, his lawyers dismissed that. They said that he is not dead. He was in fact transferred from jail into a medical hospital. In fact, the same medical hospital where his predecessor, Anwar Sadat, was pronounced dead some 30 years ago. And what we know is that he was unconscious. He has suffered from a stroke. He suffered from a heart attack. However, we are again hearing that there have been some improvements this morning, and we will be following that throughout the day.
And Vivian, what has been the reaction on the street to these dramatic developments?
Yeah, absolutely. When you think that the situation here couldn't get any more complicated, it almost does. You see Tahrir Square here behind me, cleared, and morning traffic is buzzing through it now. Last night it was the scene of massive demonstrations. Tens of thousands of people were filling up the square, reminiscent of the old days of the earliest days of the revolution. The news had broken just around the time that the square was at its full capacity, and mixed emotions really. A lot of people weren't really sure whether or not to believe it. There have been several reported reports in the past of Mubarak passing away, so a lot of people were very skeptical of that. Some people were celebrating. Of course, we're about 24 hours away from learning who the next president will be. Of course, both camps are claiming victories here, and so emotions are high all around, and this was just an added element to this very complex story.
Vivian Salama, live from Cairo's Tahrir Square. Thank you.